Hi folks, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about credit cards and what you should be thinking about when you go to open up and apply for a new credit card. There are a ton of good options out there, ranging from reward credit card, cashback, balance transfers, anything you could want. It's out there, and the churning community out there knows what's up, all the good deals and offers for you to take advantage of. But sometimes it can be a little bit overwhelming, like buying a new car. Way too many options, right? What do I want? A Toyota, Honda, Lexus, BMW, Tesla, whatever it may be. There's a lot of options out there, and not everyone is going after the same thing. Some people might be going after a budget option, others the high-end option. So what is right for you? And what should you think about when choosing a credit card? Stay tuned to find out more. The first and most important thing in my mind is thinking about why you need this credit card and what are your goals that you hope to achieve from opening up this credit card. Like with a lot of things, you should set goals to try to reach them. Think about why you're doing something. So this will help you narrow down exactly what options you're looking at. I'll give you a couple examples. We could have a high school student just turned 18, no credit history, but they're really on top of their personal finance. They want to get that 800 credit score, want to work up some of the better and sought after credit cards when they're older. So they say, what? I'm 18, I can go open up a credit card in my name, and I'm just gonna open up the most basic one I can find, a starter credit card. This could be offered by your local bank. It's not going to come with a lot of perks or any crazy sign-up bonuses, but it'll get you started. One step up from using a debit card. So here we're thinking, this is my first credit card. I'm building credit. This is the purpose. I'm not going to chase after crazy sign-up bonuses, not going to chase after the rewards. I want to start a credit card. On the other end, we could have a more seasoned credit card shopper, we could call them. Maybe someone who has an 800 credit score, already has 10 credit cards opened. They might be after lucrative sign-up bonuses or the best rewards credit card, not something that's more basic starter credit card. They know what they're doing. They understand the annual fees. They understand how much they have to spend every year to break even given the rewards and the bonuses and things like that. So step number one, figure out why you're in the market for a credit card to help you choose what kind of credit card you need. Be it a new first-time user, someone who's watched personal finance videos for years, finally old enough to open up a credit card, looking for that basic card, or a veteran who's trying to open up a brand new rewards card for the sign-up bonuses or the rewards, or someone who's recovering and trying to build credit back up, maybe looking for a secured card or other cards that are targeted towards lower credit score users. Secured credit cards, people that are trying to recover from bankruptcies or other credit hardships who aren't necessarily able to get other. So following that up, number two is to think about if the card you're going after is attainable. If your goal is to get a crazy good rewards credit card with a ton of sign-up bonuses and perks as a first-time user, 18-year-old kid with no credit history, chances are this is not going to be attainable for you. Generally speaking, most of the most exclusive and best credit cards will be reserved for those good to excellent credit scores, people with a solid credit history that will take some time to build up. You're not going to be able to get it right off the bat. So if you're just starting out, we might be looking at the starter credit cards, the college targeted credit cards, secured credit cards, things that are more basic with less perks. But if you do have a great credit score, a great credit history, then pretty much anything's open for you. It's on the table, it's attainable, as long as you're not hitting any arbitrary restrictions by banks or card issuers that limit the amount of cards and accounts you can have open with them, you should be fine. This might not seem like a big deal, but if you're trying to go for something you could call out of your league, you're going to get shut down, turned around. There's not going to be any chance for you. A lot of the times you can do some research online to see what other people have been experiencing. A lot of these things are on an individual case-by-case basis, but generally speaking, we could try to generalize cards that fall into good to excellent range or other cards, fair, poor. There's some range of variety overall. I believe the third thing you should look out for is any annual fees. Once again, if this is your very first credit card, it might not be a good idea to pick one with any annual fee. Obviously, trying to avoid the higher annual fee cards. One, because you might not be approved, but two, we know that credit history is one aspect of your credit score. So if you want to build your credit score, you want to have a good credit history of accounts open, the average age of all your accounts. So if your very first credit card is going to be a high annual fee credit card, and you intend on having that credit card for the next 10 to 20 years, then you're going to be paying out a lot of money every year, regardless of the perks you get. That's a lot of money coming out. Maybe some years you're in school, you're not making as much, you might not be spending as much, but you still have to pay that fee to try to keep those open longer. On the other hand, a card with no annual fee, you can pretty much keep forever, assuming it's not closed for any other reasons. They'll let you keep that forever. You can have that on your credit history, build up those average account ages, and build up your credit score. And also think about credit cards that you might already have that have an annual fee. There are a bunch of good options out there in terms of credit cards with annual fees, but it might not be a great idea to have every single one of them, to have the Amex Platinum, Chase Sapphire Reserve. Right? We're talking about potentially thousands of dollars a year in just annual fees. And if you're not spending an excessive amount, you can only use so many credit cards. If I have 5 cards with an annual fee, right, maybe each one is good at a certain category. Maybe one's really good for travel, one's really good for shopping, grocery rewards, the other one's good for flat cash back. But I only have a limited amount of purchases I have every year. So the more cards you have, the more you have to spread it out, and it might not be as cost efficient at the end of the day. So take that into consideration. And I would recommend starting out, get something without a fee, something that you can just keep in your credit card, keep in your wallet to build up those account histories. And number 4, obviously a big important one, are the perks and the uses for these credit cards. I didn't mention this earlier because you have to go through the first couple hoops to get to the actual credit card. But when you've narrowed down your options, take into account the annual fee and if you can get the card or not, now we can start thinking about what the card offers you. It might be a great sign-up bonus. It might be great travel points if you're traveling, grocery rewards, shopping rewards if you're shopping, balance transfers, APRs, whatever you want. Think about what that card does well and if that's suited for you. If you're not a big traveler, it might not make sense getting a very highly rated travel rewards credit card because you're getting a ton of airline points. You can redeem them for cash and gift cards a lot of the time, but the huge draw is for the airline, the travel points. You're not going to be able to take advantage of that. On the other hand, if you're a big traveler, but there's a card known for rotating categories on grocery shopping, fuel, online shopping, if you don't do much of that, that's not going to be of any use to you, even if the card has excellent reviews. And also other more practical things, if it has transaction fees, if you're a great traveler, what credit card issuer it's with. American Express, not as accepted globally as some of the other names, Visa and MasterCard. Right, so think about the perks. And also, if you are a first-time user, don't really know much about credit cards, want something that's really easy to understand, it'll just give you cash back and rewards without much thought, something like the Citi double cashback rewards card, 2% on everything, 1 when you make the purchase, 2 when you pay that off. That's really easy, right? Anything I buy, as long as I pay my bills on time in full, 2%. Whereas something that might have better perks, better rewards, Chase Sapphire, Amex Platinum, there's a lot of things to think about if you don't really know the differences between all of them. We have the annual travel stipend, the DoorDash pass, the Uber Pink, the monthly restaurant stipends, all this stuff. If you don't know it's there when you sign up for it, most likely you won't be able to take advantage of everything it has to offer. A lot of the videos calculate, well, the benefits come out to $2,000 a year. You're only paying $500 a year annual fee. It's a no-brainer. Of course you come out on top. But for someone that doesn't really pay attention to all the nitty-gritty, the categories, the different monthly amounts that you have to spend, different things that qualify for certain reward categories, the balance transfers of airline points, rewards portals, the 1.5 times. All that stuff is complicated. A lot of people love that stuff, the nitty-gritty, maximizing your points, or the trifecta where you get points from one card transferred to your other account with the same bank. All that stuff is great, but it might not be for some people. So think about if you're actually going to get the value out of that card, or if you're better off getting something simpler, more general, something you don't have to think about as often. And the fifth thing I would think about when looking at credit cards is the fine print. So in a perfect world, we'd all hope that we pay everything on time, everything goes well with our purchases, we never have to make a call to customer service, never have to issue chargebacks. But reality is that's not the case. We might miss payments sometimes, we might not be able to pay on time. So whatever the reason might be, look into the fine print before you get the credit card. Usually the interest rates, the APRs, variable, they'll be pretty high, but some might be lower than others. Other cards might come with zero balance transfer for the first year or two that you might be able to take advantage of. Other cards might have 1 year no interest that might be of interest to you. Other cards waived foreign transaction fees, and also the perks that come with the cards. The Visa Platinum, Signature, different series, and what banks offer you in terms of extended warranties, rental car insurance reimbursement, lost cell phone, stolen cell phone reimbursements, retail protection, all this stuff in the fine print that might be advertised sometimes, but other times you'll have to go into that contract and see exactly what it's giving you, what you have to do, what purchases qualify, all in the fine print, in the details. Certain cards might have it, other cards might not. The last couple things I touched upon this, but customer service, if that's important to you, if you want to be able to get through to someone on the phone, you want to make sure they're going to be able to solve your problems, help you out. So the fine print, to wrap everything up, is important to look at before you get that credit card, to really nail it down and know what you're getting yourself into. So these were just a quick 5-item list of things that I thought would be important for someone to think about when getting a new credit card. Whether it's your first credit card or 10th credit card, I think we can all benefit from thinking about these before we open it, to avoid getting something we might not want later, getting into locking ourselves into an annual fee when we might not want to pay that off, closing it after a year, taking a hit to our credit history, to the hard inquiries, all that stuff where we're trying to reach that perfect credit score. But let me know down in the comments if there's anything else that you pay attention to, or what you thought about my list. If you thought this video was useful, please hit that like button. We'd really appreciate the support. If you're not subscribed to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button as well. And thanks for watching. Peace out.